mics real quick. How about now? I mean, when I test the mic, well, if you're in the, now you can hear me? All right. I don't know what the hell's going on. Something was weird. That was weird. Because I didn't change from Sunday nights, unless nobody can hear me Sunday night either. So, all right. Let's try this again. Welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense, making sense out of the senseless, only on shrmedia.com, conservative media done right. This is the show where the spin dies screaming and the facts light the fuse. We do not tiptoe around the truth. We always have technical issues. Yeah, it's just weird. And we're not going to pretend that the left's insanity is just political difference. Not anymore. No, it is a coordinated deception. And tonight we rip the mask clean off. I'm your host, Jersey Joe. And tonight we're diving headfirst into a tidal wave of hypocrisy, projection, and political meltdown. Before we go any further, I want to jump into, there was breaking news coming out of Venezuela. Yeah, exactly. Sack Echelon's in chat with the Phantom, and he said it wouldn't be a SHR media show if we did not have technical issues. But breaking news out of Venezuela, there was gunfire and explosions in Caracas. They thought it was a possible coup underway in Venezuela. It ended up the Venezuela's presidential guards reportedly mistook their own drones for the enemy and started shooting their own drones down. That's the report coming out now. Holy, they are just freaking out over there. Everybody's on, the Keystone. Gotcha. They are just on pins and needle over there, scared shitless. Every little noise, they're going to be jumping for a while now. We're going to get more into it. We also have, out of Japan, a 6.2 earthquake hits western Japan near Shishimen. I don't know. Strong shaking reported officially indicates no tsunami warnings was in effect. Aftershocks are possible. If you want to read more, you can go to shrmedia.com. We have a article up and ready for everybody to read. Well, let me finish with my intro, and then we'll get into the nuts and bolts of what's going on. Tonight, we have Democrats fundraising in protest of Maduro's capture. Chuck Schumer calling it a violation of law after previously demanded Trump remove Maduro. Biden put a $25 million bounty on Maduro. Tim Walz is smearing citizen journalist Nick Shirley. Trump warning Colombia's president. A Ninth Circuit panel striking down California's open carry ban. Another round of economists proven wrong on Trump's economy. An Iran update with economical collapse and riots. And a Minnesota political machine story involving Amy Klobuchar and a possible scheme tied to Tim Walz. Good evening, Big E. Welcome for being here. And if you want to be part of the show and you want to be part of the conversation, go to YouTube. Search for SHR Media. Click on the little red circle that says live. Jump in the chat. Join the conversation. While you're there, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We're now shooting for 750. Small little total brain fart on one. Just little rewards that we're looking at. Our next one is 750. We are at 705, I believe. And that's the theme tonight. Accountability for everyone except the left's allies. Smears for everyone who asks questions. Narrative control at any cost. So buckle up, because we're exposing the playbook and proving once again that everything they accuse others of doing, they are doing themselves. Before we go any further, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and share this stream like your freedom depended on it, because it just might. Every click helps us punch through big tech censorship, drown out the media noise, and make sure common sense has a fighting chance. This is the Reaver of Common Sense, where the truth lives and the nonsense dies screaming. Again, don't forget to go to SHR Media for your updated news. We have articles throughout the day are being updated. Sackhead Sean, Biggie, myself, and even now and then we'll get an op-ed out of BZ. We've also had some of our supporters, some of the SHR family have written articles, and we have posted them. So if you do have something, contact us on X, either 2 Against Tyranny or Jersey Joe Talks, and send us a message, and we'll possibly post your article. We don't mind. Oh, what's going on? See if there's anything. Hey, Pam Bandy. Pam Bondi is on Fox News. Whoopee. Oh. Now, I don't know everything about this, but I just saw that Dan Bongino's cancer has possibly returned, and that is probably why he walked away. And maybe I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at Sackhead Sean in the chat, but that's possibly why he walked away from the FBI. I don't have any confirmation on any of that, so take it for what it is. That information can change at any moment. Now, here's the big thing that we're going to get into. Well, actually, no, I'm jumping into a different. I forgot I changed things up. I had everything set up for the show, and as always, shit pops off right before the show. Everybody is coming after the United States for arresting Venezuela's President Maduro. They're all freaking out. Well, not all. But Switzerland freezes Maduro-linked assets for 4 years. Switzerland has frozen Maduro's linked assets for 4 years. Spot on, Sean, spot on. And he wrote, you know who is stoked about Venezuela's? The Brown University leadership in the city of Providence, because they're out of the mainstream media. Nobody's talking about them. But we have Switzerland just did something that should terrify every corrupt strongman still clinging to power. Quietly, methodically, without press theatrics, Switzerland imposed a 4-year asset freeze on individuals tied to Maduro and his inner circle. No speeches, no hashtag, no virtual signaling, just locked accounts and slammed doors. And if you understand Switzerland, you know this is not symbolic. Switzerland does not freeze assets because of political pressure. It does not act on cable news outrage. It acts when its banking system detects money that looks stolen, laundered, or criminally obtained. I'm drinking cold coffee. That's what I'm drinking. The threshold is high, the process is slow, and the consequences are devastating. This is not about punishment. This is about containment. Switzerland is saying that money is not going anywhere until we know exactly where it came from. Read that again, slowly. The world's most discreet financial safe haven just told Maduro's network, you are not trusted. That matters more than sanctions. That matters more than statements, because dictators do not fear speeches. They fear frozen accounts. Here's what the media will not explain clearly. A 4-year asset freeze is a financial death sentence for a corrupt regime's elite bank accounts. The bank accounts are locked. Property cannot be sold. Trust cannot be moved. Shell companies cannot shuffle ownerships. Lawyers cannot outmaneuver the clock. The money cannot run. Time is the enemy of corruption, because time allows investigators to trace flows, to identify beneficiaries to determine whether this wealth was earned or stolen from a nation that collapsed while its rulers got rich. This is not Switzerland punishing Venezuelans. This is Switzerland refusing to be the laundering machine for a failed socialist dictator. And notice who this targets. Not the Venezuela's people, not humanitarian aid, not food or medicine. This targets specific individuals connected to illicit enrichment. If you earn your wealth honestly, you have nothing to fear. If you looted a country, the walls are closing in. That distinction destroys the left's favorite talking point about collective punishment. This is not collective. This is precise, surgical, legal. And here's the part that really should worry the remaining power brokers. Switzerland never acts alone. When Swiss banks freeze assets, compliance officers across Europe and beyond start asking questions. Accounts get flagged. Transfers get delayed. Relationships quietly end. Financial oxygen disappears. This is how a regime falls without a single shot fired. Now if nobody has gone, I'll try to get the link for it and I'll post it. Marco Rubio's jobs is on Twitter and all the jobs that Marco Rubio does. And he just popped into chat to see if we needed another host. He just wants to do everything, doesn't he? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought, BZ, how you doing, sir? I mixed up and I thought you were Big E. BZ's here. Holy shit. How you doing, sir? Glad you are here. And Big E is here. Again, this is how regimes fall without a single shot fired. Not through protest alone, not through speeches, but through financial suffocation. And make no mistake, this is not just about Venezuela. This is a warning shot to every authoritarian who believe money could outrun accountability. You could jail opponents, you can censor media, you could rig elections. But if your money touches the global financial system, it leaves fingerprints. And eventually, someone follows them. Eventually, someone follows them. Switzerland just did it. They did not chant. They did not moralize. They did not lecture. They locked the vault. And once that process starts, history tells us it rarely reverses. And if you think Switzerland's move was quiet, wait until you see how fast the Democrats have run to the defense of a drug lord, dictator, who was an illegal leader of a country and punishing his people. And I laugh at the defense to the point I will not be going on X much tonight. I'll be on with chat. For those who don't know, the SHR Media hosts, we all have our private little chat. I'll be there, but I'm staying off because all the Democrats are out there gaslighting everybody that will listen. They keep, you went to war. 2 hours is not a fucking war. These idiots need to learn definitions. They're gaslighting America, trying to make a issue out of nothing. But what the Democrats are doing is they're fundraising as they try to protect and defend Venezuela's socialist dictator, Maduro. Now remember, he lost the last election. by, I think it was over 40%. I think it was like 70-30 was the vote. There's a lot of different numbers floating around about what it actually was, but he lost by a landslide. He arrested the rightful president of Venezuela, the elected president of Venezuela, and exiled him and kept power. And the Democrats are protecting this asshole. And don't tell me because they're prefacing their text with, we know Maduro's a bad person, but I think I said it last night when we had a SHR little special where the four of us got together and discussed this. It'd be like going, Jeffrey Dahmer was a good cook, but no, you were defending a dictator who tortured his people, who literally starved his people. And that's the problem. And it took him over 24 hours, as Sean just said, to actually say that. But we're just getting started here, folks. More truth, more hypocrisy exposed, and a lot more fire coming up after the break. Don't go anywhere. This is the Reaver of Common Sense, and we're not done. Not by a long shot.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Are you looking for a way to boldly express your faith and love for your country? And check out Seven Armors, the premier apparel company for patriotic men of God, where faith meets freedom in style. Our t-shirts are more than just clothing, they're statements. Bold, stylish, and meaningful. From timeless messages to modern designs, we've got something for every patriotic man of God. Wear your beliefs proudly with Seven Armors gear. Don't miss the chance to wear your faith and freedom on your sleeve. Visit 7armors.com today and join the movement. That's the number 7armors.com.
Come listen to BZ's Berserk Bobcat Saloon Radio Show. Live on select and exclusive Tuesday and Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Central, and 8 p.m. Pacific on the SHR Media Rumble channel, SHR Media YouTube channel, X, Twitch, Spreaker, and wherever great conservative podcasts are found. BZ, your conservative Sherpa, guides you through the maelstrom of Democrat, leftist, and globalist lies, chaos, deceit, and betrayal. Raised as a free-range child with dirt, stains, mud, and freedom, BZ broadcasts from North Idaho, comfortably surrounded by actual normal people. Jump into our plush, sumptuous, palatial, and resplendent chat room on rumble.com. Click on live chat to join. Now, with 37% more umbrage and 19% more bulbosity than previous shows, featuring delicious Liberty additives for the best in late-night conservatarian talk radio. BZ reminds you that with great beard comes great responsibility. No chinchillas were harmed, embarrassed, fat-shamed, or the focus of any sarcasm whatsoever in the making of this ad.
Freedom. One nation in all of human history was built on that bedrock. Ours. A republic of the people, by the people, and for the people. Self-government requires freedom, just as freedom requires an individual willingness to self-govern. Freedom has made America exceptional. But it can only last as long as you and I seek the good, as expressed by the laws of nature and nature's God. It can only last if you and I choose to act as people of character. Forging character has been the pursuit of Hillsdale College since 1844.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. where the truth lives and the nonsense dies screaming. Only on SHR Media, conservative media done right. Don't forget to hit that like button, smash subscribe, and share the stream like your freedom depends on it, because it just might. Every click helps us punch through big tech censorship, drowns out media noise, and make sure common sense has a fighting chance. How you doing, Mike? Glad you are here. I'm good. I got to play some videos. I didn't plan on it, but these things are just getting. It shows the creativity of these people, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it.
Imagine all peoples fleeing or sitting in jail. Coño, los gringos are not messing around. I think it's time for Plan B.
Hello?
Señor Presidente.
Maduro.
Chamo, let's make a deal to stop this crazy war.
I'm listening.
You like to deport people.
I do.
And I need to import people.
I can hear Stephen Miller's tail wagging already.
Send me the Democrats.
The what?
Los demócratas. Deport them todos to Venezuela.
High crime and rigged elections? They're gonna love it there.
It's a paradise.
Mam Danny I can't live without now, but I'll send you AOC.
We can use her help to rebrand for Generación Z.
Would you even take the super annoying ones like Newscomb?
Con mucho gusto. Gavin and I both have beautiful hair and each have lost millions of our people to Texas and Florida.
What about Pelosi?
Yes, her net worth alone will support the Venezuelan economy for years.
Alright, and I assume you're taking Jeffries and crying Chuck Schumer?
Those are the two useless ones that do nothing, yes?
Absolutely nothing.
Deal.
You know, I can't believe you're willing to import a potentially serious political opposition.
Ay, Dios mío, you almost killed me there.
You never know, I still might.
I'm not done. I am not done with these. These things are getting out of control. It really is. Hold on. And the next one. Batter's up. And here we go. All right, I gotta one more if I can find it. One more. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Here it is. Let me get it set up. I'm missing one of them that was just cute as hell.
FBI, open up! Please. Yes, peace. Yes, peace. Peace for the better. Peace for the better. Sweet boss. Sweet boss. Sweet boss. Sweet boss. Boss. Sweet boss. Sweet boss.
These people literally, they are just getting out of control with these, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's funny. It's taking a serious situation and just giving everybody a nice laugh. It really does. And the ones on the left that can't handle it, as I like to say, it sounds like a you problem, not a me problem. It's just really getting ridiculous with the left and the shit that they're pulling out there. I thought I had one more. And it was the baby ones, and I can't find it now. All right, let's get back on track and get off the videos. Thanks, BZ. Thanks. Only the Democrats could turn the capture of a socialist dictator into a fundraising opportunity. Democrats' allied forces are fundraising in protest of the Trump administration capture of Maduro. Read that again. Let it sink in. Let it sink in. Not fundraising to help Venezuela's rebuild their shattered country. Not fundraising to expose Maduro's long record of corruption, repression, and human rights abuse, not fundraising to support the millions who fled starvation, violence, economical collapse. They're fundraising because a socialist dictator was finally held accountable. They're fundraising in support of Maduro and against his arrest and removed as the illegitimate president of Venezuela. He lost. He had an indictment. And the Democrats are against it. I want everybody that's listening, tell me, in the last year, tell me one subject the Democrats have been on the right side of history on. And not because I'm a conservative. They've been on. Let me get this so I get it right. Might take me a second to get this. I got to go back a little bit. Let me see. This is the problem with doing the show with no producer. Hey, a second, Sean. We need a budget for producers. You know that. We need producers. All right. Do you think Marco Rubio can jump in on that one for us? What do you think? He can help us with that? I'm trying to find this. I made a nice little list. Pictures of P. Diddy and prison with Maduro. Here it is. Democrats have aligned themselves with narco terrorists, drug runners, opening the borders, sex traffickers, illegal immigrants, with people that are committing waste and fraud by the billions, dictators, anti-American, pro-foreign nationals over U.S. interests. Just because they hate Trump. They hate Trump that bad that they will fuck this country over in a heartbeat. Not that they ever really cared about this country. But they've sped up their plans. They sped up them trying to destroy this country because they hate Trump and they hate you. They hate me. They hate anybody that stands against them and their power. And they're sitting here campaigning and trying to raise donations. Here we go. The man does it all. I'll tell you, Marco Rubio is doing it all. He's probably going to be the Venezuela's president for a while. Iran, which hopefully we'll have time to talk about later and show you those videos. But technically, we're only on segment number 2 out of 9. So this is not a messaging failure. This is a values failure. This is one core sickness of modern left politics. Their outrage is never about right or wrong. It's about power, ideology, narrative control. Maduro is not viewed as a tyrant by the left. He is viewed as an ideological ally who failed, and failure is forgiven as long as the ideology is correct. The left has built a tiered moral system. If you're a right-wing leader, you are branded a dictator before your policies are even implemented. Your elections are questioned. Think about that. They question legitimate elections as they ignore that Maduro was actually voted out. Think about it. Let's go back to the Biden administration. Trump put sanctions on Venezuela. Maduro went to Biden and said, I'll give it an election. Just ease up on the sanctions. And Biden went, okay, as long as I get my ice cream. He eased the sanctions. Venezuela's had an election. Maduro lost. And he stayed in power. And Biden went, oh, that's bad. That's not good. Okay, where's my ice cream? And the Democrats now are bitching that he has been removed, screaming, we went to war with Venezuelans. I think they said it was like a 2.5 hour, 3 hour op. And it's scary because you have veterans. And I don't like to talk bad about any veteran, but oh my God, he's sending us to war. He put boots on the ground. He is putting us in danger. We are going to war. We're at war. You know what war is. You should know the definition of what a war is and what a military operation is. If anybody, a vet should know the difference between the two. Saying anything less is dishonest. And the one thing I like about my military vets is their honor. Left doesn't have that anymore. They're out there campaigning. They want to change the War Powers Act because of Trump. They didn't have a problem with Biden. They didn't have a problem with Obama. Bush. Obama killed innocent civilians. Oh, well. He killed a leader of a country and removed him. Remember, Hillary Clinton. Who was that? Was not Gaddafi? Not Gaddafi. And it's not the first time we've arrested a leader because they were indicted. We invaded Panama and removed Noriega and put him on trial. Yes, it was Gaddafi. They had him killed and removed him. And Schumer said fucking jack shit. Nothing. Now we take out a dictator that was literally starving his people. They were eating dogs, going to zoos and killing animals and eating them. Let's not forget going back to the Hillary situation and Obama. Taking out Gaddafi, what did that cause? An ambassador was killed. Several special forces military personnel. And we've had them on the show, the survivors. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Benghazi. And they tried covering that up. And the left was quiet. And they're campaigning. They're trying to get donations. How anybody in this country, how any American, anybody that calls himself an American could back that party anymore. I thought by now, maybe I'm just dreaming. I thought by now it would register in their heads. They got to change their fucking ways. Nope. Nope. They're not. The gaslighting that is going on is unbelievable from the left. It is so bad that Schumer is out there screaming that this was a violation of law, what Trump did. Here, let me play a video for you of Schumer, bitching about Trump removing Maduro.
He brags about all these things he wants to do or is doing, but his actions belie his words. Maybe the best metaphor was his claim to bring democracy to Venezuela. There was a big policy there. It flopped. If the policy was working, Juan Guaido wouldn't be in the balcony here. He'd be in Venezuela. He'd be sitting in the president's palace, or at least waging a fight to win. He's here. And the president brags about his Venezuela policy? Give us a break. He hasn't brought an end to the Maduro regime. The Maduro regime is more powerful today and more entrenched today than it was when the president began. He brags about all these things he wants to do or is doing, but his actions belie his words. Maybe the best metaphor was his claim to bring democracy to Venezuela. There was a big policy there. It flopped. If the policy was working, Juan Guaido wouldn't be in the balcony here. He'd be in Venezuela.
Sorry, I didn't know it was repeating it. That was my bad, but that was Chuck Schumer in 2020. Chastising Trump for not removing Maduro. Trump's removed him now. And now he's chastising for removing him. And many fucking Democrats right now are doing the same thing. When their tweets and all that are pulled, they attack Trump for not going in and removing him physically. Trump's now done that, and they want him impeached now for doing it. Somebody explain to me, where's the logic in that? Where is the sanity? Somebody. Don't forget, people, we're not just getting started. We got one more segment to go. More truth, more hypocrisy exposed, and a lot more fire coming up after the break. Don't go anywhere. This is Reaver of Common Sense, and we're not done just yet.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Are you looking for a way to boldly express your faith and love for your country? And check out 7 Armors, the premier apparel company for patriotic men of God, where faith meets freedom in style. Our t-shirts are more than just clothing, they're statements. Bold, stylish, and meaningful. From timeless messages to modern designs, we've got something for every patriotic man of God. Wear your beliefs proudly with 7 Armors gear. Don't miss the chance to wear your faith and freedom on your sleeve. Visit 7armors.com today and join the movement. That's the number 7armors.com.
Come listen to BZ's Berserk Bobcat Saloon Radio Show. Live on select and exclusive Tuesday and Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Central, and 8 p.m. Pacific on the SHR Media Rumble channel, SHR Media YouTube channel, X, Twitch, Spreaker, and wherever great conservative podcasts are found. BZ, your conservative Sherpa, guides you through the maelstrom of Democrat, leftist, and globalist lies, chaos, deceit, and betrayal. Raised as a free-range child with dirt, stains, mud, and freedom, BZ broadcasts from North Idaho, comfortably surrounded by actual normal people. Jump into our plush, sumptuous, palatial, and resplendent chat room on rumble.com. Click on live chat to join. Now, with 37% more umbrage and 19% more bulbosity than previous shows, featuring delicious Liberty additives for the best in late-night conservatarian talk radio. BZ reminds you that with great beard comes great responsibility. No chinchillas were harmed, embarrassed, fat-shamed, or the focus of any sarcasm whatsoever in the making of this ad.
Freedom. One nation in all of human history was built on that bedrock. Ours. A republic of the people, by the people, and for the people. Self-government requires freedom, just as freedom requires an individual willingness to self-govern. Freedom has made America exceptional. But it can only last as long as you and I seek the good, as expressed by the laws of nature and nature's God. It can only last if you and I choose to act as people of character. Forging character has been the pursuit of Hillsdale College since 1844.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
This is the Reaver of Common Sense, where the truth lives and the nonsense dies, screaming right here on SHR Media. Conservative media done right. Don't forget to hit that like button, smash subscribe, and share the stream like your freedom depends on it, because it just might. And every click helps us punch through big tech censorship, drown out the media noise, and make sure common sense has a fighting chance. I don't know what the hell is going on anymore in this country. It's one of the things that's scaring me right now is this whole situation in Minnesota, the fraud that's going on. And again, the Democrats are choosing to try to protect it, to cover it up. Governor Walz calls citizen journalist Nick Shirley a delusional conspiracy theorist for exposing what's going on. But that single sentence tells you far more about Tim Walz than it does about Nick Shirley. Notice what is completely absent. There's no rebuttal, no counter evidence, no factual walkthrough, no calm explanation of when the journalist is allegedly wrong, just a label hurled from a position of power and hoping to silence him. And I hope that the audience stops listening the moment it lands. Think about the tactics they've used for years. Racist, Nazi, sexist, homophobic, Islamophobe, all that to shut your mouth. And it worked for a while. It's no longer working. It doesn't work anymore. What it shows is you have no facts to back up your side, no facts to defend your side. This is a modern Democrat response to independent media. They do not answer questions. They attack the questioner. They do not dismantle claims. They delegitimize the person making them. If a citizen journalist asks the wrong question, the governor does not provide receipts. He provides insults. That is not confidence. That is panic. Because citizen journalism disrupts the old gatekeeper model that politicians like Walz depends on. It bypasses the permission structure. It does not need press secretary. It does not need access. It does not need approval from an editor who attended the same cocktail party as the political class. Citizen journalism shows up with a camera, documents, public records, and questions. And when those questions hit a nerve, the response is not transparency. It is intimidation by ridicule. That is why they hate it. They call it misinformation. They call it conspiracy. They call it dangerous. They call it irresponsible. They cycle through the same set of buzzwords, hoping one of them sticks. Anything except what it really is. Accountability. If Nick Shirley is wrong, the solution is simple. Prove it. Show the facts. Walk through the claim line by line and dismantle it in public. That is what serious leadership looks like. That is how truth inserts itself. But when a politician goes straight to personal smears, it tells you something important. They are not trying to correct the record. They are trying to poison the well so nobody drinks from it. This tactic is not new. It is the same playbook used against whistleblowers, dissidents, inconvenient reporters throughout history. You did not have to defeat the argument if you can discredit the speaker. The danger here is not about one governor and one journalist. It's about precedent. When elected officials decide that journalists outside the approved media ecosystem are conspiracy theorists by default, free inquiry becomes conditional. Speech becomes something granted by authority rather than exercised by citizens. And notice the double standard. Legacy media reporters can get the story wrong repeatedly. Push false narratives for years and still be called trusted. But a citizen journalist who asks uncomfortable questions is branded delusional on sight. That tells you the issue is not accuracy, it's control. Tim Walz does not fear misinformation. He fears losing the ability to decide which questions are allowed. And when politicians start drawing those lines, democracy does not get stronger. It gets smaller. This is why these moments matter, not because of the insult itself, but because what it represents. Power lashing out when it is challenged. And history is very clear about what happens when power stops answering question and starts attacking the people who ask them. What I'm going to ask you now is something simple. Hang on. Don't forget to hit that like button, please. Smash subscribe. We're trying to get 750 as our next. Damn, my brain is totally blocked on this word. But we're trying to get to 750 on subscribers. We're at 705 right now. Our goal ultimately is hopefully before the end of the year is to be at 1,000 subscribers. And that's the other funny thing, because I know Sackhead Shullin's had it. I'm not sure about BZ or Big E, but I'm pretty sure they've heard it. We get attacked. We're only in it for the money. We're only in it for the money. We don't make money doing this. We do this for fun. We do it because we love talking about this. We do it to get the message out, to get the truth out. That's why we do it. We don't get paid. We pay money to do this stuff. We don't make money. But that's the excuse the left will do. No, Sean, I wasn't talking about your herpes or your syphilis or gonorrhea. Don't worry, I won't out everybody. Americans are getting tired. So now, Tim Walz. We'll cover this real quick. Trump has warned Colombia president he does have to watch his ass. He doesn't say we are going to attack. He just says he has to watch his ass. And now Colombian president is, oh my God, up in arms, freaking out. Yeah. I'm not scared by Colombian president. I'll pick up arms myself. Yeah, I'm not scared. Ninth Circuit panel finds California open carry ban unconstitutional. Reports that a Ninth Circuit panel found California's open ban unconstitutional. Even the Ninth Circuit Court. The Ninth Circuit Court. Let that land. For years, California lawmakers have operated as if the Second Amendment were a temporary privilege, not a constitutional right. As if the right to keep and bear arms were something the state could ration, regulate out of existence, or condition on political obedience. Behave the way the state prefers, think the way the state approves, and maybe you'll get a right to exercise a right. Step outside that box, and the right disappears. That is not how rights work. That is how permissions work, and the difference matters. A constitutional right does not require the government's approval to exist. It does not depend on whether legislators are comfortable with it. It does not vanish because political majority finds it inconvenient. Rights are supposed to be barriers against government overreach, not suggestions that expire when a legislation gets ambitious. California has spent years testing how far it could push that boundary. Lawmakers passed increasingly aggressive gun restrictions, not because they believed each one would survive constitutional scrutiny, but because they believed normalizing restriction was a strategy in itself. Push the line, redefine what is reasonable, condition people to accept less freedom today, so less freedom tomorrow feels normal. That is the pattern. Pass laws that stretch the Constitution, normalize the restriction, dare the courts to intervene, and when the courts finally do their job, scream that democracy itself is under attack. But that framing is backwards. A right being defended is not an assault on democracy. It is democracy functioning as designed. I'm glad to see the court finally sticking up for the Constitution. Night, Mike, thank you for being here. I appreciate everybody that's in the chat. BZ, Big E, Sackett, Sean, the Phantom, Mike, what is it, Pascal? I always mess the last name. I fucking suck at last name. All right, I'm almost out of time. What I do want to get into, Amy Klobuchar maybe running for governor in Minnesota, because Tim Walz announced he is not running for re-election now. But here's the twist. There's a report there's a deal, backdoor deal has been made. Tim Walz steps aside because of this fraud that's going on. Amy Klobuchar gets elected. She has to step down from her Senate position. She then is able to appoint Tim Walz to replace her in the Senate. Let that sink in. They're looking to replace Amy Klobuchar and have her win the election as governor of Minnesota and then appoint Tim Walz to her position. And another immediate response from political class and their media allies, they do not engage the substance. They do not walk through the allegation point by point. They do not say, here is what is false. Here is the evidence. Here is why this claim does not hold up. They scoff. They sneer. They roll their eyes. They tell you it's beneath consideration. That reaction is not accidental. It is strategic. And that's what they do, people. As I'm running out of time, I still had more. But that's going to be the show. And what we saw tonight is the same pattern from top to bottom. Democrats fundraise for a dictator's capture protest. Schumer flips position like facts do not exist. Walz smears journalists instead of answering, and the media protects the narrative. Courts knock down overreach. And the one I didn't get to, big, economists get it wrong again. Trump proven right. Iran shows what real authoritarian control looks like. They have massive riots going on. The areas are being taken over by protesters and rioters. I don't know what's going to happen to Iran. And a state political machine keeps playing musical chairs with power. The truth is, they do not fear Trump. They do not fear your vote. They fear accountability, because accountability ends the con. That's why we show up. Not to play nice, not to pretend the hypocrisy is normal, but to call exactly what it is. So hit like, smash subscribe, share the stream like your freedom depends on it, because it just might. Every click helps us break through big tech chokehold, drown out corporate media lies, and keep the flame of common sense burning. This has been in the Reaver of Common Sense, where truth lives, the spin dies screaming, and the nonsense burns to ash. Want more? Coming up, what is it? 2 hours from now. I'm sorry. You have Edge of Liberty with Sackhead Sean every Monday and Wednesday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you have BZ's Berserk Bobcat Saloon Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mission Ready Men with Big E Jackson Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I think that's noon Eastern Standard Time. And of course, you have me, Reaver of Common Sense, with Jersey Joe, Mondays and Fridays, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good night, Patriots. Stay loud, stay sharp, and stay serious.